Now, do you ever hear from fans aside from us?
Well, my biggest fan, I was telling you before, was Fred Armisen. He calls me up and he says, the studio actually, NBC calls me up and leaves a message to have me call them. I call NBC up and he says, oh yeah, one of your biggest fans likes your show and he wants to do a project with you. I said, who? I said, oh, who's this? He goes, well, she says, I really can't tell you, they'll call you back. So I said, oh my, what did I do now? Are they suing me? You know, because that's what a bottom feeder thinks like, you know. And before you know it, Fred Armisen calls me on the telephone. I says, is this real? Am I dreaming or something? And he goes, no, I'm your biggest fan. I'm a fan of the show, the Staten Island Comedy Show. I said, you sure? Sure it's not another show you're a fan of? And he says, no, really, I am, and I want to come on.
And welcome to the Staten Island Comedy Show. We're going to have a great show for you tonight, so stay tuned. We have comedians. We have a musical guest. Wow. We have Fred Armisen's in the house tonight. How you doing, Fred?
How are you? Oh, thank you. It's great to be on your show. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so if you had the opportunity to sell the show to a network, what would you say to them?
How much? You know, that's just the bottom line. You know, how much you willing to pay, you know?
How would you describe your show to them? Like if you're like doing a pitch?
Just a comedy variety show with a lot of things mixed in. You know, we have a floating head, we have a sock, we have a sidekick, we have bottom feeder co-hosts that come on, and they're all beautiful. So, and just a variety of acts, you know, mainly stand-up and comedy.
What would you say your funniest joke is?
My funniest joke is a one-liner, and if you want it, I can tell you. Okay, it's how do you make a tissue dance? You don't know? You put a little boogie in it. That's my favorite joke. It's nice and clean, and one you can tell the kids. I created the show about 7 years ago to help promote up-and-coming acts, comedians, music, and other acts, whatever acts are out there, mimes. Well, I'm an engineer, heating, ventilation engineer, machine operator, I wanted to be an astronaut, actually, when I grew up, but the studying is a little bit difficult, you know. It's different. It's not just all interviews, and it's not just all skits like Saturday Night Live, but it's like a combination of everything. It's a variety, and mainly stand-up, you know,
Right.
and you
So
don't
would
find
you
most shows
say
like that.
Your show is better than those. It's up to par with those shows. Just curious, like what
Yeah.
your and it's not necessarily. This is just like your personal opinion.
Yeah, my opinion is it's getting there. It's getting professional. It's, you know, we don't get paid down at the station, so the volunteers down there do the best they can. And as we're moving forward, this is going to be our 66th show, and it's getting better and better. Each show is getting better than the next, you know. So I feel it's right in between, and we're starting to break through, I think. Right now we're going to Chin Chin's Palace. He's over towards the studio. He also provides Chinese food for the show. You know, the egg rolls and stuff, and beef with broccoli, and lo mein, fried rice, some ribs, shrimp and stuff. My job is to get the show going. I don't want to so-called hog the show. The show's not really about me. But I want to get the show going, and I want to get it going at a fast pace. I want the adrenaline to flow, and I want the show to get off quick and hard. So I give them one good joke, and then get out of there. As far as my clothes, I used to always wear dungarees and just a sports jacket with a red shirt. And then I changed into a suit because I figured the show was getting better, and it's a little bit more professional, and you know, it makes you feel better to wear a suit. Well, it made me feel better, and it kind of made me feel like Jay Leno and the other guy on the Tonight Show. I forgot his name.
Many people locally recognized you from the show.
A few people on the express bus when I go to work. They used to have a sock puppet Saki on the show. And one guy came up to me, "Hey, where's Saki?" You know, stuff like that. Matter of fact, my son, when he was in high school, one of the students, a girl student, came up to him and said, "Oh, you're Nevin Cummings? Your father's on the Staten Island Comedy Show." So, you know, they do pop up now and then. But I travel mainly by car now, so I don't really mingle with the public too much anymore. Okay. Yeah, CTV. I'm Nevin Cummings. Nevin Cummings, Staten Island Comedy Show. Oh, get the ID out. Okay, and she's with us behind us. They're on the guest list. Did you get the guest list of Staten Island Comedy Show?
What's your name?
I'm Nevin Cummings. I'm the producer. I wouldn't be on the guest list. Joe Colburn.
I see Darlene Johnson. I'm saying Darlene on the lace.
What?
Darlene.
No, that's not me. Yeah, they don't have the guest list. Oh, guest. What happened to the rest of the guest list? Seems like they have no guest list. So I'm going to have to go find out what they did with my guest list. They have the crew guest list, but they don't have the guest list for the show. The show must go on no matter what. That's why I have all the roll-ins ready. I got past performances too, so if no one shows, I'll put in past shows. I'll do the show with no one. Just me and Fred. Thanks, Ollie. I'll give you that copy in a minute. Okay. All right. Hey, how you doing? So the show will go on no matter what. You don't know me. Got to be prepared.
Hi, I'm Fred Kasha. I'm the co-host and sidekick for the Staten Island Comedy Show. My brother Drew started playing guitar, and from that, my mother says, "Oh, Fred, you gotta, I gotta get you on an instrument so you could jam together, whatever." My mother loved music. She was always she was a skater. She roller skated, and she was a pretty good roller skater and stuff. But she loved music, so she wanted the kids to be into music. We had three brothers in the group. It's me, Drew was a guitar player, and sang, and James played bass. Well, now 50, right? So, well, I started really jamming out when I was like 17, from 17 on. 34 years of real jamming out. The name of our band was the Shooting Star Band, and we developed a pretty good name around town and stuff, you know, especially in the schools and stuff. We played Battle of the Bands. We actually won Battle of the Bands in a few different places. We won Battle of the Bands in this Catholic church in Grant City, and then we did Farrell High School. We won Battle of the Bands there. I've got so much culture in my soul, you know, from doing it, you know, that I took on all of these different, you know, styles. It's hard to describe, but anybody that's a real performer could tell you it's the energy that you're getting. It's almost like a natural high that you get from people. And the more people that are out there, it draws to you even more. Like it's amazing. When you stop, that's when the music stops. It's like your energy is still flowing out there. There was about 10,000 people in the audience, you know, and I was working with the Tokens at the time. And what happened was the lights went out, and I was playing, and I was really getting into it, and all of a sudden they all stopped. But there was one light flashing on me, and I just kept going and going. And the people were getting more excited. They thought it was part of the act. So when I walked off, all the famous acts of that time, you know, like the Tokens, Jay Siegel and Drifters and all them, they came up to me and go, you didn't have to do that. He says, you know, you should have just walked off. You know, he says, you're not getting paid. You weren't getting paid extra to do that. So I looked at them. I says, you think I came here to get paid? I says, I came here to do this because I love being on stage and getting that report from the people. You think I'm thinking about, oh wow, I'm making $150 tonight, you know? It's like, are you kidding me? This is where it all began. Drums. I started off playing drums when I started this business, and then I started doing TV stuff. Vinny over there.
Hey, Bottomfeeders are here.
Sure you want to get all of this? You do? Yeah. Oh boy. This is what you go through to make a show happen.
Yeah, but if you didn't enjoy it, you wouldn't do
it.
I
love it. My heart fell in this business. It never left. You know? And I work with top groups all over the world. I work with Chuck Berry, legends of rock and roll. Chuck Berry, I work with Bo Diddley, I work with Little Anthony, I work with the original Drifters, I work with Brian Hyland, Sealed with a Kiss. He actually worked with Elvis Presley. He went on tour with Elvis Presley. And he told me a little bit about Elvis, but I ain't gonna say anything about that. Oh, the Tokens, I did an original remake of The Lion Sleeps Tonight with the original Jay Siegel and the Tokens. The only thing is he didn't put my name on the record, and I was the one that came up with the whole rearrangement of The Lion Sleeps Tonight. And that's what happens in this business. That's why you always got to sign the dotted line. But you know, you're an artist. You don't look at it when you do this kind of work. You're not thinking of it as a business. You're thinking of it as something that you love to do. But you got the business people come in, and those are the ones that you got to watch out for. Mike, that's Mike. Hey.
Hey, Ron.
So, what are you doing now?
I'm just helping to set up the show.
We got to get the wires, right? Everything's got...
All the wiring has to be done. The microphones have to be set up. The stages, we're setting up the stages right now. Then we're going to bring the cameras out.
Yeah. This is what he does.
A lot of work.
He does this for all the shows that we do. He works. He's a workaholic. That's why if we ever get to that next level, we got to take these guys with us because nobody will put up with us. Doesn't it make a difference when you have an audience when you're doing a show?
Absolutely.
You know,
without an audience, you're what?
Well, you could
Zero.
I'm saying here though, you know.
Absolutely.
It's tough to get an audience.
Absolutely. Where's your suit that you're gonna wear this?
Well, this is part of my outfit.
And where's your pants?
I got my pants in the car.
Okay. he got pants on, even though he's not wearing the pants he's going to wear when he goes in on a show.
Oh, you want to talk about a legend? I work with Tiny Tim. Tiny Tim, Tiny Tim. Oh, this is Pat. She's actually our director.
Hi.
And she does all the shots. She calls the shots in the booth. Like if she, go to camera 1, go to camera 2. So whatever she says is the way the show's going to turn out at the end.
Sometimes.
So what I've been telling her is every time in between comedian comes on, she come to me so it doesn't. There's no space in between. So you'll learn that, as you're doing these shows, right? You'll learn as you're doing it, right?
Correct.
Pat? Right? You're right.
Correct.
What have you learned since you've been doing?
I've learned to be a road manager, and
There you
I'm
go.
a roadie,
Yeah,
and
right.
I have
That's
to
it.
help.
Yeah, you got to do road work too.
Everybody has to pitch in to help.
This thing seen better days. The zippers don't work. Nothing works. But that's why I work out with the weights. Because if you got to do this kind of stuff, your back is going out quick. So, anyway. Ow! Okay, yeah. All right. Oh, Director Lou. This is the guy I was telling you about, Director Lou.
He has an itchy ear.
What's up, Director Lou?
Listen, what's up now?
Hey, how you
Tell
doing,
us
man?
what's going on.
How you been, man? Haven't seen you.
Director Lou.
Is this night?
Yeah.
So what's going on? What's going on?
And,
You got another probiotic for me?
oh, Rob, sorry.
Oh, thank you. Is it a probiotic or no?
I don't know what it is. It's for your mother.
Oh,
Put it for your mother, whatever it is.
Don't squint. Try to relax your face.
How's that feel?
Wow, is that all right though? Is it gonna look good?
You like it?
Yeah, well,
I could tone it down. Is it too much?
it seems like a little white, right?
I could tone it down. Yeah, I got something to tone it down.
Could you make it more like colorful?
Yeah. It's not done, but
It's not done.
no, but I could tone it down. It is kind of bright. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It
bright,
is.
right?
Yeah.
Is there any way you could get it like?
Yeah, I can do
Wow. I'm starting to feel like a cloud.
I'm washing my plate.
Okay, you're gonna.
Then I'm going to get something to eat, and then get dressed, and get. Now that we have a makeup artist, I'm going to get some makeup. Yeah, all right. I'll feel like Jay Leno.
Have you ever had your makeup done before?
Not on this show. I don't think I've ever had makeup done on any show. So this is the first.
I mean, I like it as a lot of it, it's good. All good. You can't go wrong with Chinese food, It's been doing it since I was 12 years old, so I guess, it's cool that he's kept it going for a long time, I'm proud of him, It's a lot of shows that cave in after a couple of years or a couple of months, maybe. But it's nice to see that he's dedicated to something, It's a lot of work that he puts into it, So I'm proud of him,
Hey, DeVito, did you ever have makeup put on?
I never did, no. I just wear it myself. What do I need makeup for? Look at me.
I look like Mary Tyler Moore.
Concealer.
Concealer. It's not concealing anything. I look like I'm part albino. Yeah, I don't even. Do I know you? Come here, baby. Give me a look. Just give me a look.
I'm not.
It's all about the women. That's it. That's why I'm in the business, just for the women. Come here, baby.
I swear I didn't know anything about this.
She doesn't know anything about it, but she's learning the way. I love that. Do it again, baby.
That's pretty funny.
That's beautiful. Yes, this is lovely. Thank you, baby. It's a thing, it's a fetish I have with makeup artists. Do it one more time. Yes, yes. It's beautiful. It's more of my fans. Hi, how are you? You remember me, right? Just go along with me. Hi, just go along with me. Hi, remember me? Yeah. How you doing, baby? Thank you. Yeah, can you kiss my ring? Thank you. Hi, that's one of my fans. Thank you. Hey, how you doing, son? How you doing, son? Good. Yeah, you can kiss my ring. It's okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Now go walk back. Get out of here. Never mind. I don't want you to kiss my ring, pal. You look like you've ingested a lot of rings, and it looks like he has ringworm.
We have Robin Myers, Nevin Cummings, Mary Domino would host and co-host.
You went to grad school, right? What did you major in?
Actuarial science.
Okay, that'd be interesting.
What you're going to say is, oh, I see Arnold Schwarzenegger in the audience. I'm going to take myself up, pump up, and everything, and then I'll go out there. But
basically, that's what I'm.
Yeah, and then you're just going to ask. So what brings you to New York, and then I'll roll.
Any dark secrets or anything?
I got plenty of dark secrets.
Anything in the closet that we should know about?
I don't know.
It's in the closet.
No kidding.
It's not 100% clean, but I mean, I could talk about humping my mother's couch. Yeah, we're gonna take Brian. Brian has to. We got to get him some Hollywood chicks, right?
I'm gonna need more than a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do? You're a Yankee fan. You can't. You're not gonna be able to. Oh, you can see the Yankees on TV, but you ain't gonna be able to go to the games much.
Then I'll be a Dodger fan or Angel fan.
Angel fan.
I could go down south to San Diego.
Oh,
be a Padres fan. They haven't won since 1969.
Yeah.
Or I go as far as north as up to
Get them started with the Yankees.
Oakland. Then there's
a
the
lot of
Giants.
How you been, man? Good. You getting ready?
I'm getting ready for my big debut, yeah?
Helene, just easy, okay? If you need to focus, if anybody needs to focus, let me know. That's a bad shot. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Freddie, stop playing. Bring Freddie up the line. Keep slowing down. Okay, start the DVD.
No, not yet.
Wait. Not yet. Not yet. Okay. Good. Page.
Page.
Got it.
Page.
Third one.
Okay.
Page.
Third one.
Is this the last one? That's it?
That's it.
Okay, get ready.
Pick up.
Now Fred up.
He's live.
Ladies and gentlemen, live on Staten Island, it's the Staten Island Comedy Show with your host, Nevin Cummings!
Woo! Freddie Kasha, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Staten Island Comedy Show. We're going to have a great show for you tonight, so stay tuned. We have a musical guest. DeVito's back.
Just DeVito!
Just DeVito's back in town. Okay, by popular demand, DeVito's back. He's going to sing a couple of his great songs that he loves. And we have comedians. We have two beautiful co-hosts.
Whoa.
Robin Myers and Mary Domino is in the house. Freddie.
Wow, Mary
it's
Domino.
Great show tonight. So stay tuned. But you know what, Freddie?
What happened?
This couple, they're driving along, right?
Oh, boy.
They're driving in a car. They get into an argument. And they get into a fight. The girl takes out a knife and cuts off the guy's penis, right?
Get out.
And throws it out the window. So the penis hits the car behind them in the windshield. And in the car, Staten Island, in the car, there's a father and his 6-year-old daughter. She's 6 years old. And so the daughter says, "Hey, Dad, what was that?" So the shocked father said, "Oh, honey, that was just a bug." So a few minutes goes by, and then the daughter says, "Wow, Dad, that bug sure had a big dick, didn't it?" Wow.
You never close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips. And there's no tenderness like before in your fingertips. You're trying hard not to show it, but baby, you know it. You've lost that love and feeling.
Anybody ever been on a school trip to Colonial Williamsburg, Virginia? You poor people.
I was.
You poor bastards. We went down there, and I wasn't allowed to go everywhere. I had to stay there right at the bus stop. They reenact stuff. So they pull everybody off the bus to reenact a few things. When it came out to me, my mother said no, because I was the only black kid on the bus. Guess who would have played Runaway Slave?
I am filming my new movie.
Oh, you gotta go.
Terminator 23.
You going up the stage to call the mic?
Would you like me to go up?
Yeah.
Where are my racists at? There's still a lot of racism down south. I saw a bathroom for white trash only. I saw a racist movie, The Grand Wizard of Oz. It was filmed in white.
She has a 20.5-carat ring. So I guess if you like it, put a ring on it, put a yacht on it, put a mansion on it.
We hit this song real quick because I come in. All right, here we go. Nikki Phillip, everyone, she's great.
Come on, everybody, get up on that dance floor!
Pump this music up. Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. Looking for adventure in whatever comes our way. Yeah, baby, gonna make it happen. Take the world in a love embrace. Fire all of your guns at once and explode into space. Like a true nature child, we were born to be wild. We can climb so high, never gonna die. Born to be wild. Come on, everyone, ready? We were born. Get your motor running! We were born! 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 Wow! Nevin, everybody!
Green shirt guy.
Good.
One more.
One more for Facebook.
One more. Come on, we got a Facebook.
No, it's good. It's always good. You know, Nevin is like a character. So even when the show is not going good, it's still good. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's like a weird sort of wackadoodle character guy that like, it doesn't matter. In fact, it's even better when it's bad. It's good when it's bad. It's good when it's good. It's really good when it's great. Well, it's hardly ever great, but it's good.
Just the whole situation with what Arnold and, you know, all these love childs coming out, and then he did the skit on it, so it was fun. It was definitely fun. Did somebody
Sorry,
fall?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
No, I'm okay. Come help me.
Did you just fall on purpose? Did he? He fell on purpose, right?
That ain't enough reality for them.
All right, let me tell you, I just totally, really was surprised right now on the Staten Island Comedy Show. I just said it was all a surprise today. I was really surprised. I thought the guy really fell. All right, cool.
So this is it. What do you think? What's up?
Now we work on show 67. And before this, I go home and I edit this show, make sure everything was okay. I'm sure my joke was okay, even though I'm sure you hear that word dick all the time on TV. So I'm sure it's okay, especially for after 9 o'clock at night. And in the city, we air at 2 in the morning, so there's no problem with that.
How'd it go?
Yeah, it went great. Went great, right? What do you think?
I know what I think. What do you think?
Yeah, I felt good about it. I mean, there was a middle part there. It's weird. You get like your low part of the show, but you lay back because other people are doing their thing. But you know, then you get to that point where you start building up energy. You know, it's like an athlete. You know, you get to a certain point, and then you build until it all comes together. You know.
Explain the tattoos. You got a couple
Oh
of
God,
them on
sure,
your
no
arm.
problem. These are from the early '80s, in my youth. Right. This is the geisha girl. I used to love Asian women. I still do. This is our Lord and Savior. I believe in him. I really do. I go to church all the time. This is a genie drug addict, I guess. A good friend of mine had this here. He died about 20 years ago.
Okay.
This is, I'm not sure if it was a nun or the Virgin Mary. It looks the same. It's not. And this is a Black Panther. I love animals, so I really do.
Okay. There they are. All right, so
You can't even tell. It's very good.
I'm talking to a puppet. This is awesome. I'm sorry.
Ugly, the word is felt American, sir, but that's okay.
American. Got it.
You
I
see,
knew you were gonna
I'm one step
take
above a puppet. So, Mike, what are you going to do when you get out of jail? Are you going to have some fun?
I think there's 9 comedians coming tonight.
Really?
Yeah. So,
Wow. Who's coming?
a lot of people in the Evening Santa Claus. Now, oh, and then the midget's coming too. Larry the midget.
Larry the midget?
Awesome. That got me pumped up.
Yeah, lump us in the same
Oh, there he
freak
is
show
now.
category.
There he is now. He's down there. No. Oh. And I think they like to be called little people, May.
Little people?
Yeah,
so
not
not
midgets.
dwarf, not...
You have Larry.
Is this Larry the midget?
Nice.
Was nice.
Nice.
Well, some people go by the midget. Like Gidget the midget goes by Gidget the midget. Did you know Gidget?
No, I don't.
So are you single?
Yes.
Are you rich?
I'm a comic.
Oh, this conversation is so over.
You can just ask, for where I'm going to be playing, why I started doing it. Just basically.
Why'd you
what
start
it's
doing
called. To get positive attention from people who would normally just look at me and say, "Who's the midget?"
Well, how tall are you?
Actually, I'm 4'10", so when I do my set, I'm not. I'm technically not. I missed it by an inch.
Well, my mom's 4'10",
yeah, really?
so she missed it by an inch as well.
Well, she missed by a little more
4'10".
because for women it's a little bit shorter.
Yeah, because my mom,
Is no midget.
because she just always lies and says that she's 5 feet tall.
We always
She's funny.
add, all of us under 5s, we always add a half inch somewhere.
But my mom's fierce though, but she's less than 5 feet tall, but she is fierce.
Mine is down to like 4'7" now. She's 88 now. She's shrinking.
Is it better to be a midget? It's on my
I guess
shirt.
well,
It's
midget
on the
girls,
shirt.
right?
All the comedians.
As well as tall girls.
I actually never did. I
Well,
usually wind up
yeah.
going out with
Tall.
average height. Which,
Would you mind going out short?
no.
No?
And actually,
I know somebody.
Eddie, are you gonna hook me up?
Seriously.
No.
She would love it.
No, what
She
time?
wants a big guy.
So I would love it.
Well, we're here at Staten Island Community TV, CTV, and there's just, I think Craigslist was involved with this. This is just a crazy scene here tonight. We have various entertainers, comics, and we're getting ready to do the Nevin Cummings show. So,
How did you get involved?
I know Bob Ream, and he saw me perform at a local show in Jersey, and he said, "Hey, you want to come do this?" And I said, "Sure, sounds fun. Sounds good."
How does it sound now?
It's a little creepy right now. There's been some creepiness going on, but it's cool. It's cool.
What was the creepiest point so far?
When the puppet called me a midget when I walked in the door, that was weird. That has never happened before.
It was just it was a freak show, as I'm sure you'll be able to tell when you see it. It's insanity. So the midget walks in, and then Plastic Man in there, and I don't even have to describe him. You're going to know who he is. He asked him, "Do you like regular-sized women, or do you like little ones?" And then he made a comment about having it up to here with him. Up to here.
Really? Is this? I drove over the Gothels for this in the tail end of rush hour traffic.
I love you. I love you too, Larry.
The puppet is hitting on me. This is awesome.
So anyway, Larry, how much money do you make?
Not too much, actually.
All right, this is so ogre guy.
See? See, just in case you didn't get it, I told him to leave it up. So. Actually, I got to be honest with you guys. I'm really not feeling too well tonight. I didn't sleep good last night. Those race car beds. I just see how patient I am. I wait, and then we get it, and we move on.
I remember my first show, I did a show at Caroline's, and I remember the producer telling me, "You're going to be all right, you're going to be all right." I'm like, "That's easy for you to say. I can't move my hands, and my mouth is so dry, and you're telling me it's going to be all right. I got 80 people out there."
The seed for me was actually about 20 years ago doing bullshit at parties, and people talked me into going open mic, and I never did anything with it. I should have back 20 years ago. And then later on, I'll go up and do it.
So really, it was just people saying, "You're funny, you should do this."
Yeah.
And then you did it.
That's really, I think every comedian always heard that, like, "Oh, you should be a comedian, you should be a comedian." And
You
you're
should
like,
dye your hair black and sing fucking crazy songs. I always hear that, but it's
I would tell my friends, I'm thinking about being a comedian. They'd be like, "You're not funny." No, I just went up and did it anyway, so proved them wrong.
And all right, so what's the story with the shirt, man?
This shirt, every comic that comes on the Staten Island Comedy Show signs the shirt, and they're all great comics, and it was a great show tonight. Also, but the shirt is it's got from day one. I brought it to the first show, and some people like Don K. Reed have signed it, and everyone basically on the show.
Okay, so I mean, how many comedians do you think have signed that shirt?
Probably hundreds. So we have 69 shows, and we basically have 5 or 6 comedians per show. But tonight we had 9, which we broke a record.
Okay, how do you feel about that? Was tonight a hectic show?
Yeah, it was great. It had a great flow. I think I'm even getting better and better as the shows go on, and we just keep up the good work, and hopefully we'll have 10 one day.
I had a crazy week. Well, I was up in Saratoga. I had a great week until Sunday came last week, and there was a little brawl, and I was trying to protect my friend from getting beat up, and I ended up getting beat up a little bit. The guy threw me against an iron beam like this and busted my back. So, and then I was just struggling to do the show tonight. I worked out a lot, but I still got a bad bruise.
That's crazy.
And then I fell on the wire, so that
Somebody beat you up?
Well, no, they didn't beat me up. They just threw me, and I found out he was a martial artist.
My name is Jay Miller. I'm the host of a show called Mid Evenings with Jay Miller. It's a strange, weird public access show on Staten Island Cable and Manhattan Cable, and I would say Staten Island Comedy Show is definitely a bit of an inspiration. I did the show for a while. I did the show as more like live theater, like live theater, comedy theater, and then when I saw it here, I was like, oh, I want my show to look like that. And so I brought it here.
And is your show like that?
It's. I don't think any show can be like this. They have this weird talent of finding people that I don't know where they come from. I don't know how they they're such characters on the show. Not even the people who run the show, but every show they have a group of comedians that I'm like, where do they find these people? And then I get like, I'm the kind of guy I get jealous of that. Like, where do they find this guy? This guy is amazing. That's the thing about everyone on the show, is that they're so serious, and it's real. Freddie's just this. He's just the rock and roll dude who like, almost like, it's like 1988, but just every year, like on New Year's Eve, it's like, Happy New Year, it's 1988 again. Like, we're just gonna do it all over again, guys. When you talk to Nevin on stage here, that's Nevin in real life. His opening jokes, like if you talk to him outside, he'll do that same thing. He'll be like, oh, it's good to see you. There were these 2 nuns who came out last week. Did you hear about this? The 2 nuns in the paper? And I'm like, okay, here we go. Like, that's real, It's, and that's what I love about it. So I ran into Jason Sudeikis from Saturday Night Live one time, and I'd met him before, so I introduced myself, and I said that I work, I was like, you remember me? I was like, I performed with my friend Casey. He's like, oh, yeah, I remember you guys from the Staten Island Comedy Show. I'm like, part of me was like, flattered, and the other part is like, out of everything I've done in my life, like, that's what I'm recognized from. Like, I know that a lot of those guys watch it, and, they get a kick out of it. Why they watch it? I mean, I think it's that thing that this show can't be made up. Like, these characters, you can't write it. You can't pretend to be a Nevin. You can't pretend to be a friend. You can't come up with the idea of a Bob the bodybuilder. Like, these, you're almost like this. It's almost like who's writing this? How is this happening? You know what I mean? And then when you find out it's real, it blows your mind even more. So I think it is that it's hard to explain what the appeal is, but it's there. I don't know where it can go. It's just a matter of weird and what people like. That's weird. I know there's a group of people like me who just like things that are weird, and like this is it. This is like almost like the holy grail of awkward. This is it. We found it.
So last time we saw you guys was August?
August. Yeah.
August. So what's gone on since then?
Okay, we did a couple of shows. They were good shows. They basically the same guidelines. Nothing special. But the last show, Saki appeared. So and Saki's probably going to come out tonight for the Christmas show. Santa Claus will be here, and some Christmas jokes. There's going to be Christmas theme. The theme is Christmas. As you can see, I'm dressed in red, and hopefully everybody will be in a festive mood. We are bald. Theo bald. You have a my face. I mean a Facebook.
My face. I'm here to be a dancer.
Oh yeah.
But I got sick of throwing out my food. So.
Okay, so you're one of those.
So, yeah.
Do I have any singles on me? You want to be
Not a stripper. Not that kind of dancer.
I do.
On my toes, like a ballet dancer.
Oh, okay. Larry was here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if the director came yet. I got to get a new director too because I can't do this anymore. She's like, hey, Larry.
Hi. What's up, man?
How you doing, man? Good.
Good to be back.
Now, technically, you're not a
And not a
dwarf.
Yeah, thank you.
That's the political critic.
No, he is a dwarf. He's not a midget.
It's the technical term is a little person.
Remember last time when April and May were here?
Oh, yeah.
May had no problem with it. May wasn't uptight about any shit.
No, of course not.
So technically, you're a dwarf, and not a midget.
I'm just a short dude.
Short dude. Okay.
Technically, another inch or so, and I would have been, technically in
a dwarf or a midget. What is the difference between a dwarf and a midget?
The PC term is little person or
little
somebody who has
person.
some form of dwarfism, but
So a PC is shorter than a dwarfed.
a dwarf?
PC.
Past tense?
I'm trying to get computer. I don't want to. We're not going to say any of this on the show. We're just getting this out of the open and into the air.
He's more uptight this time than he was last
No, I don't know why. It must be Christmas. These two guys leave now. They did their
He's
set.
like, I'm out of this shit.
You stayed there after those two guys. Then Bodybuilder Bob comes out. Right.
Yes, but
Then Bob.
Got my Santa little ornament for Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
You and Steve will come up.
Dressed up as ho ho ho.
Very
Listen,
good.
this
Right
is,
there.
This is what I want. I don't want Helene's camera on the.
Funny how you could go up and down this.
No, not at all.
Not at all. That shot is horrible. So we only lost 2 comedians.
We did?
Yeah.
How did we lose him?
I don't know.
Wow.
Well, we found Angela. We found
Lost
Angela.
him. All
We
right.
lost 2 comedians.
All right, we got 2 comedians.
Let's go.
All right, this is the holiday show.
This is what it looks like from back here. Wow. Black and white. Good. Takes away years.
This is the last page after this?
One more, yeah.
Next.
Ladies and gentlemen, live on Staten Island, it's the Staten Island Comedy Show with your host, Nevin Cummings.
Yeah, Freddie Kasha, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Staten Island Comedy Show. It's our Christmas show, and thank you very much for being a great. Oh, forget it, Freddie.
Yeah,
I'm
you
so
sprung a
excited.
leak,
I'm
Nev.
so
You sprung a
excited.
leak.
Christmas is right around the corner.
When I was younger, around 5 years old, my mother gave me a drum set. It was based upon 4 buckets, 2 spoons, and a tin can for the so that's all I could do. She told me I could wash my drawers and play the drums at the same time.
It's weird. It is different, and a lot of people are off. Like BYU, a major university in Utah, suspended one of their best basketball players for having premarital sex. But they allow guns on campus. So you can shoot people with guns, but not your penis?
And when you're ready, I will take you there. Beyond now.
Nevin is very tough on us. We rehearse for 2.5 hours, 3 hours sometimes, and then we usually then we do rerun for about an hour and a half while we sing. It's very weird. It's like, can I show you like? We just love the comedy show. We love the comedy show. We just love the comedy show. Everybody loves the comedy show. Comedy show. Comedy show. And we do that like for hours. It's just describing the rigorous rehearsing and stuff that we do for the show and the preparation that it takes. Please, just give me a minute. Could you stop the camera? Don't film this, please. Okay.
Okay. So, what do you think about the show?
The show?
Yeah.
I mean, the show is wonderful. It's just the preparation that they put us through before the show. That's what bothers me. Okay? The day that Fred Armisen was on the show, who is he? Okay, so he's a star. He does. You don't know what they put us through. Every day. Who's going to be on the show? Fred Armisen. Who's going to be on the show? Fred Armisen. Fred Armisen all day long. Fred Armisen. Fred Armisen. That's who I heard all my whole life. For weeks. Fred Armisen. Fred Armisen. Please. Please. No, please, come on in. Come on, do you have tissue?
Yeah.
Please.
Oh, not with me.
Just give me something. Come here, just come over here. That's okay.
Did you just snot in there?
Oh, it's okay. It's my snot. It's DeVito. It's very expensive. I sell it on eBay. DeVito snot. Yeah, who are you?
I'm Camille.
I'm DeVito. Hi.
Hi, DeVito.
Very lovely. I was just telling them what I go through to be on this show. It's very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what they put us through, Camille.
Yeah.
Do we know each other?
We met today.
Really nice to meet you.
You just kissed yourself.
Thank you for noticing. Anyway, I'm sorry.
That's quite all right.
Okay.
Great. Yeah, throw that thing out.
Thanks, guys.
I'll take it. I like it. It's my DNA on there. You could probably actually, in about 3 years, develop another DeVito and have one for yourself of my stuff.
All right.
Thank you, Camille. Let's hear it for Camille. Really lovely girl. Thank you, Camille. And Camille, you know, I'm no judge of what the world has coming to it. I don't know, but I just know that it's a cool thing, and for me personally, I get the freedom to express myself on TV, and sometimes I come here and I pretend that this is NBC or ABC or some kind of major show, and I kind of walk in, and in my mind I'm pretending that it's like, you know, I do. With hopes, I think we all have hopes that something big will happen. And I love just doing it. I mean, for me, it's cool. You know, some people can sort of make fun of themselves and not care, but some people take themselves real seriously. And when you take yourself real seriously, it's kind of funny to people watching sometimes, because it kind of like, you say to yourself, are they serious or are they like, you know, joking around? And they take themselves pretty seriously and take the show seriously, and I gotta, you know, give them a lot of credit for that. I'm a part of it, so I'm a part of the show, and with all the quirkiness, and I'm part of it now, so, and I've been a steady for, it's about the only thing that anybody ever had me do steady my whole life.
Make the show longer. There's no more tape? No more tape.
Where's the guy with the camera?
No more director, she says.
You know, I just want to let everyone know that I came here to do 2 songs today. No, seriously.
Do it.
All right, let's do it. Get the camera rolling in there. Benny, we can't put the song on?
No, the show's over.
I know.
It's over.
All right, so sing an a cappella thing.
I'm going.
This
is what I said. See
well,
what
at
I
least
mean?
we got the document. We're documenting what you're doing tonight. You
What
got to be
we did-
happy
well,
about
you're
that.
documenting what I didn't
See,
do
Santa.
You're documenting what I didn't do
We
tonight.
documented. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, what I did right now. This is bullshit. Bullshit.
gotta get in the picture.
I'm not doing no picture. I'm not doing a picture.
DeVito, come on in there.
Get in the picture.
DeVito, oh my God.
Bottomfeed.
Come on, DeVito.
Bottomfeed.
Come on, everybody. Ready?
I came out here to do 2 songs.
Bottomfeed.
We gotta take a serious picture here.
Oh, we're doing it.
All right, come on. Hey,
Ready,
take a
ready.
picture. Take a picture.
Okay.
Come on.
Woo!
Everybody in.
Ready? Okay. Go. All right.
Grab Angela.
Bullshit. Levin. Oh. Bullshit.
about you.
All right, so what happened? Why'd you have to cut off the veto?
Because it's showing over.
All right.
It's 59-minute show.
But even the great DeVito doesn't get.
That's right. When it goes over. Now, one comedian too many. Or one rolling too many. But other than that, smooth show.
I came out here to film a song I was supposed to do. You think it's funny? I'll break this place apart. I'm DeVito. Not one song, two. Don't film me anymore, man. Look you!
Tell them how many shows you've been on.
How many shows have you been on?
About 100.
No, come on, man. In your lifetime, how many shows did you see me on with music?
About 69.
69,000.
Why more than that?
Oh, more than 100 shows that I've done in my lifetime. This show, yeah.
I've seen
this
about.
show,
But
about
I'm
100.
saying.
But all around
One
the
time
world
we went
that
to
he
see him play in
traveled,
Florida.
I'd
about
say
Hawaii?
We got there, they wouldn't let us in to see him.
about
Oh my God.
5,000 shows.
This is
We
the
traveled
real
all over
life. This is my
Florida.
mother and father. They've been everywhere.
Very
you proud of
exciting.
him?
Very exciting.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah,
guys
Of
think?
course, everybody's proud of their children, but every one of them is special for me.
What do you guys think of this show?
Great.
Great. It's developed over the years. I mean,
It
they've
has.
been doing it for 7 years now.
I mean,
And
yeah, I
it's
can
really
see the
developed,
change. I
you
can
know.
see they're more natural.
You know, they look scared in the beginning, but now
Yeah.
it's more natural to them.
But we're music, and
You know.
we love music, so we traveled all over the world with them. You name it, we were there.
Freddie spent 2 years
So
in
I don't
Hawaii,
regret anything. I feel they made it
and,
in
2
my
years-
life. I feel
no,
they
1
made
year
it.
in England.
Doesn't matter. Making it is making it. Just making decent money and being happy.
7 years old, they had a
Well, before they were born,
I
I wanted a band, so I said, Freddie.
She named it.
you
You're
be
going to
the
play
drummer.
guitar, you're going to be the drummer, you're going to be the bass
Yeah,
player.
I did that. But whatever they wanted. Then when, there was times that they had downfalls, but whatever they did, they did.
They were great ball players.
But there's-
They could have been, and when they got to be about 16 or 17, I thought they were going to give up music. Instead, they gave up playing ball for music. So that was unusual, because I was in a ball playing family. My brothers and
I mean,
myself.
a lot of people don't consider this a job when you're talented and musician and all. They feel 9 to 5 is it. But 9 to 5 isn't for everybody.
My name is Angela Corsia, and I've been down at the Staten Island Comedy Show for about, the station itself for about 5 or 6 years. We have such a chemistry that it's like my way of it's like therapy. It's like a day of therapy. We just come down here, we laugh, let it all out, and basically I get to be around people that have the same passion I do and the same dreams, and we all just share it together, and from the bottom we're going to the top.
Is the end goal to be an actress?
Yes, an actress. Well, I'm an actress every day. I mean, I used to go to college. I hope my professors see this. I used to stuff tissue in my mouth and say I got my wisdom teeth shaken out. I can't go to class today. I got my teeth shaken out. Or I dress in all black and say I just came from a funeral. I couldn't go to class today. I mean, every day I'm just doing something just to make myself laugh.
You calm down now?
I am, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna look in the camera. I'm so sorry that I lost my temper.
I'm sure you are.
Forgive me.
You're forgiven. Oh boy. Are you okay?
Nevin's dream is to be on TV. In like any way, shape, or form he can be. And this is a great outlet and great venue for him because he channels like everything, like all his dreams come into this one show, which is kind of intense. A lot of times, a lot of people take my comedy class and then they do a little bit and then they stop. Nevin did a little bit, saw he had potential to do more, and decided to parlay that. So instead of being a comedian, he said, this is what I want to do. I want to be a producer. I want to be on TV. I want to have a cable access show. So he parlayed that, and he kept going with it. And he took it as far as he could take it, and he wants even more. He wants to have his show like all over. He's gonna put it in. It's in Manhattan. It's in Staten Island. It's in Florida. I mean, if it's up to Nevin, it'll be like in Australia. It'll be like everywhere. You know, it'll be in like a parallel universe. That's his dream. So good for him. I hope he gets it. You know, he deserves it. And you know, he's a good guy. He's very easy to work for. And he's just right. He's all around just nice, sweet. There's nothing. What you see is what you get.
To have a goal that you want to work for and put your time and effort into it, you know, I mean, this is hard work. You know, he's done with the show, he's breaking it down, dragging everything out to his car. You know, that's what it is at the level of community television, you know. So I think it's great to work toward something that you really believe in, that you're passionate in. And it's not work that way.
Well, each show is it's got its own personality, and it gets better and better, funnier and funnier, and just a little bit different each show, and it just keeps the crowd you know variety's the spice of life. So you know it just keeps it going. We had the floating head, the sock came out, you know. So I'm trying to mix it up, and for the new year I'll mix it up even more.
Oh, he's not moving. My guy is not moving.
Where'd you get the Hawaiian thing?
What's the status on your retirement?
Okay, it's a go. All the paperwork's in. And, you know, in the summer, I'll be living in Miami.
So
well, actually Fort Lauderdale, between Fort Lauderdale and Miami, northern Miami, over by Hollywood. Well, this show will still air up here in Staten Island and in Manhattan. Have some sponsoring producers put my show in for me, because now I could really make money.
How are you going to really make money?
Well, you figure, you know, all these movie stars, they make hundreds of millions of dollars, you know, and what do? You know, they're not working people like us, you know, they just, you know, do a little acting, and boom, you know, they're making tons, so why not me, you know? And now that I have the time, like they have the time, they have the opportunity, and that's all it really is, I believe, is just having the opportunity. So I'm going to bring my show down to Miami and, you know, open up a production company, you know, whole 9 yards, legally, and look for sponsors. And hopefully they'll like these pilot shows that I have on Staten Island. And also I can mail up shows from Miami to Staten Island and Manhattan.
Oh, wow.
And Brooklyn.
Okay.
So it'll still be the same air times, but just different shows, old shows, because this is my 75th show, so I have 75 shows I could put in. If I could pay the comics, my show will elevate to the level of actual television. It's been a pretty weird journey, you know, from the first show to now. And actually, I don't know if God upstairs is looking down on me. One of my very first guests is going to be on tonight's show, and I didn't even know about it. Joe Romney Jr. is bringing Nancy Richards to the show tonight, and she's going to be performing. And she was the very first guest on the #1 show, and I had no idea she was coming tonight. And my jaw dropped. I was like, wow, how ironic. So you know what that means? What? I have to bring Saki back because he was there too on the first show, the very first show. And the very first show, we used to do it live at 8 o'clock, so it was very edgy.
Hi, we're live from CTV Studio A in Staten Island, New York. It's the Staten Island Comedy Show, and I'm your host, Nevin Cummings.
Now, what about your family? Did it impact their lives at all? You having this big commitment, are they supportive about it?
No, not really. They were supportive, and they're still wondering, wow, you still do that show? You know, my kids, you know, they're all grown up now, but 5 years ago they were like teenagers and stuff, you know.
Yeah, how many kids do you have?
Two boys, little Nevin and Robert. And I named Robert Cummings because he was an actor, and Nevin is my name. So,
you.
yeah.
Or he's so easygoing. He's like a mush pushover. Lets me get my way and everything. Too much to tell him. Have a fit. He's just a good guy, really easygoing. I'm lucky. Since I met Nevin, has changed my life dramatically, has pushed me to move more toward my passion because watching someone, you know, and relentless, you know, no matter, he had a full-time job, you know, he is a person who had a full-time job in the city, Manhattan, 12 hours a day, but would dedicate a whole bunch of time to this. So, what was the question again? I'm sorry.
Has it changed your life?
Yes, it has, absolutely. It actually pushed me, he inspired me to, you know, work full-time and also, you know, go after the things that I'm passionate about as far as art is concerned. You know, he could get very overly involved where I would be like, enough already. You know, like, this is a hobby or this is a passion, but, you know, this isn't your job. But, you know, after being with him for so long, I come to see that it's not just a passion or a hobby. This is a part of his life, and it's very important to him. And it could very well be the next thing that he's doing full-time, earning money or whatever, you know, after he's retired, where he can really blossom into it. So it became more like I became more supportive of what he was doing. But of course, because he's such a driven person, sometimes, you know, he would be narrow-sighted, so he'd neglect some other things. But I think that's all of us once we get driven into something, a goal or something.
Yes, I think the show has improved all along, and like I said, this will be the peak show. It peaked once when Fred Armisen came on last year, about 13 shows ago, which we shoot every month, once a month, so 13 months ago, when he came on, and it was a great privilege to have him on, and also he gave us a good shot in the arm because he said that other people in Manhattan from Saturday Night Live, they watch the shows, the actors, the producers, the camera people. So that was a pretty good thing to know.
And what about your performance, you personally? Have you gotten better?
Yes, I'm a lot more comfortable. I could do this show with my eyes closed now. And I do everything. So as you see, I put up the whole stage together practically by myself. Just needed one other person. So, you know, I don't depend on anyone, especially at this, excuse the language, bottom feeder level, because nobody's really getting paid, so who gives a damn? It's not my show, you know? So you have to take charge on your show and tell them what to do. They could suggest, and they can wander around and eat the food and, you know, lollygag, but ultimately you got to get, you know, their butts going.
What is a bottom feeder?
A bottom feeder is somebody that didn't make it. They're just hovering on the bottom, and they usually don't get paid, you know. Usually actors and actresses and stuff, and, you know, people that just wander on the bottom and didn't make it yet. But they're trying to get to the top, you know, they're trying, but they're just hovering down there at the bottom. And some people, you know, make it up. Hopefully I'm one of them.
Maybe I'll put this in the house. Oh. Oh, that's all my papers. All my papers that I had to bring to court. I fell back when I was trying to get a shot from the stage of the performer, and he was coming up on the stage, and I was moving backwards, and I was at the corner, and I fell back, and I went back about 6 feet, and I was laying on the ground, and my arm cracked off, and that's how. Yeah. So I went for a lawsuit on it, and but I didn't win any money because they said that there was a third question in there. It said that I was liable with a cause or something like that, meaning I was the cause of I caused my own accident. But, you know.
Where are we going?
Oh, we're going to the Meadowlands, the Rutherford Arena. It's a MetLife Stadium. It's mandatory. If you're gonna go into a stadium with a bag, it has to be clear. So he has a patent on this certain clear bags that he's invented and stuff. Especially today. And now he wants to get it out. So now we're gonna go and do I'm gonna film him, direct him, doing like a like a semi-commercial for Facebook and stuff to bring it out to all the vendors and stuff that would be interested, you know.
All right, so this guy that is working on the bag thing with you, how do you know him?
Rich, I met him through another artist that I was working with. He actually is on the road now. He's working in Florida. He's a songwriter, singer. I wrote a song with him one time. I worked with him. I filmed him. I interviewed him for about a year and a half, hanging out with him and being part of his world as far as music goes, you know. And then I started playing drums with him. I played at the Stone Pony. I played at the other place there that's next to the Stone Pony. And then we went on a semi-tour out in, it was out in, not Canada, in Connecticut. I actually played on this. I thought, you know, when he said tour, I figured, well, we were playing in the school, you know, Hartford. Well, we ended up playing outside of the school, on the grounds, you know. And then in Boston, I actually played on the sidewalk. But in the meantime, I was filming and interviewing and being part of his creativeness in music, you know. That's what it's all about, being creative. And you know, people think it's all about money and trying to be famous, but you got to live it, you know. And that's what I've been doing for the last 35 years, you know, just living it, you know.
I figure I'd go with the hot pink for Florida.
That's true. Bring it up.
This hot came all the way from Miami.
Yeah?
Just to make it to the show.
Oh, really? You bring it around here like a cuff. Then you like bring it up and around. It's close. It's close. Not perfect, but. Yes, don't. Wait, hold it. There you go. Try this now. Yeah, actually, this looks better. Yeah. Practice makes perfect. Okay, here we go. I think it matches, right? Yep. Now it's a little better.
The reason we're here is because we're fans of the Staten Island Comedy Show, and I emailed Nevin like 8 months ago to bring Meryl to the show for her birthday, but they weren't filming. So from Florida, he sent Meryl a birthday message.
Told some jokes.
He told some jokes, and then when he came back in town, he asked if I wanted to perform. So we're here today to do that. I perform at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater, and a couple of years ago, a friend of mine told me about the show. So I've sort of known about it for a while, but in the last year or so, we've really gotten into it. We get such old episodes in Brooklyn. I don't know what it is, but they're from 2010.
Yeah.
So I don't even know. The way that they run right now is, I don't know what order it's in.
I think we saw a Christmas episode recently, and it's the summer. It's like almost August. So.
Because I guess Nevin is out of town now, so it's sort of like they just air past episodes.
Does that affect your enjoyment at all?
No, I think it adds to the flavor of the show for me a little bit, you know.
Does coming here and seeing the inside of everything, does it answer a lot of questions that you guys may have had?
It makes me really nervous. Like I was really nervous coming here. Like I almost had a panic attack. Panic attack is the wrong way to put it. I just it's hard to explain. I don't know. I feel like I've just been so invested in watching this that seeing the behind the scenes is kind of hard for me somehow.
It's like seeing celebrities up close, but as if those celebrities are people that you pass every day on the street. Like our friend Jim is with us, and he doesn't know everybody like we do, so it's like, oh my God, that's Freddie Kasha. That's like the rock and roll drummer / co-host / rock and roll star.
I look forward to seeing his jackets and the drumming, the combination of the aggressive drumming and the velvet jackets. I'm really into that.
What do you guys think of Vito?
He's passionate. I mean, he's just he's in it. I find him really fascinating. I can't fully explain why. I mean, if I tried to articulate it, it's like he's from another time, and he's ageless. Like, I can't tell how old he is.
It's like late night TV, but more surprising what's actually going to happen every episode. It's sort of like any TV channel before it got, like MTV when it first started, Comedy Central when it first started, like all these channels where it's sort of like we're still feels fresh and like we're just doing it for fun and figuring it out and like anything can happen. It's before things get like too big and too many people, too much money is invested in it. Like this is where like people are just doing it because they love it.
So tell us your name.
Okay, Nevin Cummings.
And Nevin, how old are you?
I'm 57.
Do you have a favorite food?
I would say fish.
What kind of fish?
Flounder. No, flounder. Flounder. I'm floundering around.
So why are you back here in New York today?
I'm here to do the show, to keep the dream alive. Flew in from Florida just to keep the show going, keep the momentum going. And even if it's 3-4 months in between shows, you know, we just got to keep it going. I just got a good feeling that it's going to snowball into something really nice. If I just had a small budget, I could get the best comics.
How much is the budget that you need?
Probably at this level and just paying paid for television, probably just about $5,000. $5,000, something like that.
Would you pay yourself?
Would I pay myself? If there's some change left over, yeah. Makes you feel good when you get paid, you know. Well, especially I gotta pay Freddie. He's been, you know, we've been banging the drums for 10 years now. So
I was gonna ask, it's 10 years. Why don't you have a job in TV yet?
Well, I'm trying, you know, but so far, nobody called me. My leg.
Oh my God! I can't stay. Can I get up now?
Can you do it to Meryl and Craig?
Meryl and Craig? Okay.
Did you get your $5?
Meryl, how do you spell it? Meryl. M-E-R?
Like Meryl Streep. Yeah, Y-L.
Y-L, okay, Y-L. Meryl and
Craig.
And
C-R-A-I-G.
Craig. And Craig. G?
C-R-A.
C-R-A, right. Craig. Rockin'.
That all right, Ann?
Love ya. All right, there you go.
Yeah, it was great. I had a fun time. It was surprising because the audience was so good in there and laughing so much, but when you watch the show, I feel like you don't get that as much. I don't know if they don't like the audience, but like it's a great feeling inside the studio.
Yeah, it felt good. It was fun. It was fun being an audience member and dancing. And I don't know if I was supposed to be up there, but I was. And yeah, I kind of wish I could sit in the editing room and watch the magic happen.
And we got signed Freddie Kasha headshot. It says to Meryl and Craig, keep on rocking. And this is him.
And he looks really familiar to me. Like, I feel like I've seen this somewhere, but I don't know where.
In your dreams. In your dreams.
Okay, so I moved to Miami, and things just didn't click down there with the cable station and stuff, and some of the talent. So it was pretty hot. I was getting like depressed and everything. So now the new plan is we're selling the condo, and we're going to go with a camper out to California. We're going to stop in all the states on the way, and we're going to wind up probably in San Diego, LA area. So I'm going to bring the show out to the West Coast, and hopefully some bigwigs in Hollywood, you know, see us and like the show, and we get a big following, and we can stir up some noise.
My dream is just to be successful in something, you know, to do with the entertainment world, you know, and whatever it is, you know, it doesn't have to be exactly playing the drums or being on a football show, or, you know, just being part of something that is creative, that people like, basically. That would make me happy.
Shy. All right, we'll see.
Do these earbuds work?
You want them to work in what, though? Yes, I'm sorry. She's Hollywood all the way. She's Hollywood, and that's all. She's okay. All right. Anyway, so all right, this is hands on you. Bianca's in a lot of the shots, as you can see. This is Facciabella. You can see the Mona Lisa. She's giving the middle finger because she's very upset that the girl is so hot.
And what's tonight?
Tonight is DeVito and the Libidos, and we're performing at the Doghouse. It's a gig. It's a money gig. It's fun, you know. But I'll probably be doing about 100 songs. But it's certainly certainly a money gig. I take on any kind of singing job I can find to survive in this real world. I've done everything from singing telegrams to nursing homes. Bianca and I, she's a therapy dog. We go to nursing homes together. I'll do whatever it takes. If I can do music, I'm happy.
I never met a girl who makes me feel the way that you do. You're alright. Whenever I'm asked who makes my dream real, you do. You're out of sight.
I don't look like the prototypical struggling artist, and because I always believed in trying to look bigger than life and you know, have that image. But I am struggling mightily in life right now, having a son, trying to keep, you know, a house up.
The show has ended. The Staten Island Comedy Show.
Honestly, I got to be honest with you, I have no attachment to the show, and I'm sorry to say that. I have no attachment. I don't feel bad, I don't feel good. I just meant nothing to me. Is that a wrong answer?
Whatever you want.
Honestly, I didn't mean anything to me. I mean, nice. I mean, really, they're good people. I know, you know, I know they all tried and they all thought that it was going to be the next, I guess, Johnny Carson show, and I wish it is, and I wish it was for them. And I hope this documentary comes out and every one of them becomes superstars. I'd be happy, honestly. And you know, and Fred Kasha really does try hard in what he does. But no, I have no real. I don't think I was really meant to be a part of that. I don't feel like they thought I was really a part of it. And if you think about it, I didn't really fit in very well in that clan.
How do you make a tissue dance? You put a little boogie in it. How do you get a one-armed Pollock out of a tree? You wave at him. What did the cannibal get when he was late for dinner? The cold shoulder. Evan, wake up! What, Saki? Evan, you can't stop telling jokes. You got a disease called jokeritis. Jokeritis? What's the cure? You're gonna have to fly back to Staten Island to do a show. Okay. Let's go! Wait up, Saki! Wait up, Saki! Wait up! Maybe we can finally get off the bottom.
There's only one way to go.
Yeah, I got to get the sock off the bottom. Okay, hi. The Staten Island Comedy Show. Nevin Cummings. Nevin Cummings. I'm the one that gave you the list before, so I'm the host. Okay, thanks.
What's that over there?
Thank you.
Oh, these are my notes. Code. I got all kinds of useless things there I always bring with me. Gatorade, in case I'm ready to faint. You never know. I started doing this show, this is like my 10th show. A fellow comedian, Mary Domino, long time ago told me about this show. And I went on, and I love doing it, and Nevin's been really nice, and he's had me back on a lot of times. Fred is a very loud drummer. Very loud. It's very tough when you're waiting your turn and you're sitting right next to that drum and he's playing that thing. I've had a couple of times to go to the ear doctor because of that, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
And what about Nevin?
Nevin's a great host. always supportive, always does a great interview at the desk, good introduction, and it's time for me to go. If I don't get off the stage, he takes out a gun. They're really nice in that they send you a copy of the DVD of the show you're on, so you could show it to other people, put it on YouTube and stuff like that. It's a different experience. It's something that we don't get a chance to do unless we really advance and could get on other television shows.
Do you think people watch the show?
They do. They do. I heard, and you could ask Nevin about that the cast of Saturday Night Live likes to watch this show.
They were on, they were here.
They were here, I heard. Not when I was here, but they actually watched this show. You know, all you need is one person, one network, one entity to take interest in something, and then it could take off. So if you're out there, there's always a possibility.
Tonight I am in Staten Island, which is really far from where I live. I live in Harlem, but we're filming the Nevin's 10-year anniversary comedy show. It's not like I'm getting paid $1 million, you know, to come co-host this show, but just because it's a big family and I love hosting and being with a bunch of entertainers and artists, and it's a great environment, and for me that's what it's all about.
Are you getting paid?
No.
For me, being here is just a way for me to kind of get more exposure, network with other comedians, kind of get my name out there, build my brand, which is what I'm trying to do. So this is actually an awesome experience for me.
I guess it's like that, what's the expression, baptism by fire. It's just something you really can't be prepared for. You just have to wing it.
I mean, I had the day free, and he said, oh yeah, you know, it's for TV, and you know, a bunch of other comics are doing it. I was like, all right, sure. I mean, just for comedy, you always have to be doing it. You know, you always have to kind of always be sort of sharpening your comedy senses and work at it. You know.
This is a 10th anniversary show. We've been doing a show for 10 years.
Yeah, and I'm numb.
I'm numb for that drum roll. You drum
Numb,
rolled us
yeah.
out. That drum roll was almost 10 years.
Wow, 10
right?
years. It's amazing, 10 years, how
10
how
years.
it goes by so fast, and yet so slow.
So you're going to keep it going, Nev?
Yes, until we die.
well.
No, probably before that. But well, you know, we're going to keep it going. And it's getting more and more popular.
Yeah.
And
How do you
we're
know?
just going to keep it going.
How do you know
Well, I get emails and I get people word of mouth, right, Fred? They see us on the street.
Yeah.
They say, hey, where's Saki? You know, and stuff like that. I'll tell you the best thing for me. I just look at it to make people laugh. I'm not really here to make money. I would like to get off the bottom, but even to make CBS. But just knowing that I made people laugh.
We're gonna go home, Freddie, because I'm tired.
Yeah, all right, okay. My mom and dad, they come to a lot of our shows and stuff. That's our fans. I love entertainment, period, and I love to see other people perform on our show, and that's the reward, and that's
Knowing that we're helping.
That's more than money.
That we're
Buy.
helping people, right,
That's
Fred?
more than money could buy.
Right. That knowing that we could help people, and we are. That's what this show is all about. Is to promote people right?
Fred,
to get them out there.
It's more than money can buy.
More than money can buy. You're right. That's what it is.
More than a bottom feeder can buy.
Just you gotta love it. That's all I can say. You gotta love it.
Do you love it?
Yes.
Like animals. I had the Staten Island Zoo come on once. Almost killed the poor alligator. I made him wait too long using the lights.
Yeah, he got the drum, foam, roll, ladies and gentlemen, live on Staten Island, you know. Staten Island Comedy Show, you know.
Since I started doing TV production, it was something I've always wanted to do, and I'm the only producer here who's done the most out of all the producers.
Ryan is the best, the best. If we didn't have guys like this to help the show, we'd be in trouble.
Absolutely.
You're not gonna be able to see
I don't
it.
mean like that. I wanna look. Just keep it like that.
Staten Island to Miami. A little gangster, you know what I'm saying? Can't handle me.
And then James Brown comes and he goes,
Wow.
And I go, and then I go, I feel good. And I get into it. I start doing my poses.
Moon is going to look like it's going to disappear there. So be on guard with that. Everything's a little bit lunatic.
I'm getting a little distracted. I haven't eaten in 8 hours.
Oh, me too.
I need a Blimpies.
Welcome to the Staten Island Comedy Show. Tonight's guest, Joe Coburn, Kathy Forangi. Kathy and Joe, take it away.
Hey, I'm Kathy and this is Joe. We're the directors of Bottomfeeders, and we'd like to thank you for seeing our film.
And for those of you wondering whether or not they're still making new episodes of the Staten Island Comedy Show, Freddie Kasha, do your thing.
They are.
Staten Island! It's the Staten Island Comedy Show! With your host, Nevin Cummings!
Freddie Kasha, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Staten Island Comedy Show. We're gonna have a great show for you tonight, so stay tuned. You got to follow your dreams. That's the attitude. Follow your dreams. You never know. You may see me on regular television one day. Who knows?